OpenAI just made every Python developer an AI agent builder, and most of you are sleeping on it while you're still writing chain after chain LangChain spaghetti. OpenAI quietly dropped an SDK that lets you build a fully autonomous agent with tool use, handoffs, guardrails, and multi-agent orchestration in under 50 lines of Python. No frameworks, no wrappers, just clean, minimal code that actually works. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build one from scratch in under 7 minutes. Let's go. Here's the thing, building AI agents in 2024 and 2025 was painful. You had LangChain with 17 layers of abstraction, you had Crew AI and AutoGen, which were cool demos but a nightmare to debug in production. Every framework wanted you to learn its own vocabulary, its own mental model, its own way of doing things. And when something broke, and it always broke, you were three abstractions deep, wondering which callback swallowed your error. The real problem was never can I build an agent. It was can I build one that I actually understand and can maintain. Most developers gave up or just wrapped raw API calls in a while loop and called it a day. OpenAI saw this mess and said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. Enter the OpenAI Agents SDK. The OpenAI Agents SDK, previously codenamed OpenAI Swarm, is an open source minimal Python library for building agentic applications. It gives you exactly four primitives: agents, tools, handoffs, and guardrails. Agents are LLMs configured with instructions and tools. Tools are functions your agent can call. Handoffs let one agent delegate to another. And guardrails are validation checks that run in parallel to stop bad inputs or outputs. The SDK is model agnostic. You can plug in any provider that supports the OpenAI chat completions format. And the entire agent loop, tool execution, and handoff logic is handled for you. All right, let's build. Create a new project directory, set up a virtual environment, and run pip install OpenAI agents. That's the only dependency you need. One package. Set your OpenAI API key as an environment variable. Create a file called main.py. One file, one agent. Let's write it. Import agent and runner from the agents module. Also import function tool. Now define a custom tool by decorating a plain Python function with that function underscore tool. Make a weather tool, a function called getWeather that takes a city string and returns a weather description. Add a doc string. The SDK reads your type hints and doc string to auto-generate the tool schema. Create your agent, instantiate the agent class with a name, instructions, and your tools list. That's 4 lines. That's your agent. Now make it multi-agent. Create a second agent called booking agent with its own instructions. Go back to your travel assistant and add a handoffs parameter pointing to the booking agent. The SDK handles context transfer automatically. Your travel assistant can decide mid conversation to hand off control when the user wants to book something. At the bottom, write an async main function. Call runner.run with your agent and an input string. Await it and print the final output. Run it with a synchro.run. That's your entire application, maybe 30 to 40 lines. Run python main.py. The SDK enters its agent loop, calls your weather tool, feeds results back to the model, detects the booking intent, and triggers a handoff to the booking agent, all in one runner.run call. Check the OpenAI dashboard traces section. Every model call, tool invocation, and handoff is laid out in a visual timeline. You didn't configure any of that, it just works. If something breaks, the errors are Python errors. Stack traces point to your code, not some internal framework state machine. That alone is worth switching for. Now let's add guardrails. Import guardrail from the agents module. Decorate a function with an input underscore guardrail that checks for sensitive data patterns like credit card numbers. Add it to your agent's input guardrails parameter. Every user message gets validated before hitting the model. You can stack multiple guardrails and add output guardrails too. 5 extra lines of code for production grade safety. Takeaway 1, the SDK is intentionally minimal for primitives. If your agent framework needs a 30-page quick start guide, something went wrong. Takeaway 2, multi agent orchestration is a first class citizen. Handoffs are a core primitive, not a hack. Build specialized agents and let them route between each other. Takeaway 3, tracing and debugging are built in from day one. Every agent run is traced, visualized, and inspectable out of the box. When your agent does something weird at 2 a.m., you'll know exactly why. If you want the full source code, check the GitHub link in the description. Subscribe if you want more no fluff AI engineering content every single day. I'm Sandeep. This is Dev with AI, and I'll see you tomorrow.